Hello, this is Josephmbirch. You're listening to Real Religion. First of all, I want to apologize for not having uploaded anything recently. Um, I may have said this before, but the transition to YouTube is still proving to be a complicated process. As in setting up the next episode, I do have 2 episodes in reserve that I'm going to be posting. That if you didn't listen to on SoundCloud, if you're new to the little project of mine, you can hear the 2-part interview with James Johnson, who is an atheist. And then after that, we're going to have a special topic episode where a couple of guests are going to return and discuss a specific subject, and that's going to be James Billingsley and David Gennaro, and the topic is going to be Christian demonology and the devil. So, any questions you want to submit that I could ask them for that, please feel free to do so in the comments section, or my email, or my Twitter, which are going to be in the description. For now, what I want to do is just take a minute and, first of all, put some new content on, let you know what's going on. Second of all, anybody who listened on SoundCloud, who followed me to YouTube, I just want to thank you a lot for bearing with me and continuing to listen. Thank you very much. And to new listeners on YouTube, thanks for listening. Glad to have you. Also, I want to take a moment to clear up some things that I think might have been misrepresented in earlier episodes or unclear in earlier episodes. To start with, the word evangelical gets a lot of confusion around it because it has multiple meanings. The original meaning, or most general meaning, of evangelical is pertaining to evangelism, which is, in Christianity, the act of propagating and spreading the central messages of Christianity and such, and that makes you an evangelist doing evangelism. That's evangelical when you're trying to tell people who might not know much about Christianity about Christianity. However, the word evangelical also has an association with particular movement, particular group of denominations within Christianity. That is because in, I think, the 17th century, some groups, broke away from the Church of England to form their own churches, and they were known as evangelicalism, or evangelicalists, or just evangelical. And so, when a person is described as an evangelist, or something is called evangelism, that's just someone who's trying to get the message of Christianity, further out there to more people and can persuade them to convert. When a church organization is called evangelical, or you hear about evangelicalism, that is specifically a movement that started a few centuries ago that focused on personal religious experience and the Bible as the ultimate source of truth, and in general is less ritualistic than older forms of Christianity. Baptist, Holiness, Pentecostal, Church of God, Church of Christ, not to be confused with United Church of Christ, would all fall under that category. Some would say Jehovah's Witnesses fall under that category, although a lot of there's some tension between more mainstream Christian groups and the Jehovah's Witnesses that I'm sure we can get into talking about in future episodes. But that's the two sides of evangelical. So, for example, the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America considers itself evangelical in the classical sense. It's not considered part of evangelicalism. It just emphasizes trying to win converts. The Southern Baptist Church is part of evangelicalism. It emphasizes personal religious and emotional experience over ritualism. It believes in the Bible as the ultimate source of truth. And it is generally associated now with conservative values, conservative political values, and social ethics and morals. That is also a feature of evangelism. Being politically involved generally is associated with evangelicalism. So hopefully that clears some things up for you. You can try to do which way people are using those words. Generally, Protestants are broken up into two groups: the mainline Protestants, which are the older and generally more liberal denominations, and the evangelical Protestants. And there are some that don't really fit or that have attributes of both. And again, we can talk more about that later if anyone's interested. And then some other things that I wanted to clear up. I misspoke in the first episode. I used the term Immaculate Conception when I was referring to the doctrine of the virgin birth, which states that Jesus Christ in Christianity was his mother Mary was a virgin when she gave birth to him. Most Christian denominations believe in that. Immaculate Conception is a Catholic doctrine which states that Mary herself was born without the guilt of original sin. Many Christians believe that at some point in time, humankind was created to be good, but did not live up to that. Someone sinned. The Genesis chapter 1 talks about Adam and Eve, which is something that the early books are shared between multiple religions. They're not just Christian, but Christians particularly emphasize the idea that humankind was made to be good, someone sinned, and then humankind wasn't good anymore. And so a lot of Christians believe that everyone bears the guilt of that original sin. Catholicism believes in that general concept, and so one of their dogma, something that was defined by a pope, and I can't remember which one, but he finally said formally that Mary, the mother of Jesus, was born without the guilt of original sin because of the importance that she was going to have as the mother of Christ. Immaculate Conception does not mean that there was another virgin birth. In other words, Mary's mother, traditionally called Saint Anne, was not a virgin. It was a typical, biologically, normal conception and birth. As far as I know, that's the belief, except that there's no original sin there. And then the only other thing that I wanted to clarify was another statement that I think I might have misspoke. Right. It was in the first part of the James Billingsley interview when I referenced a document that was published by the Catholic Church around the time of the Second Vatican Council. It's called Nostra Aetate, not Nostris. It means in our time, and it's about the relationship between Catholicism and other religions. Alright, so I think that's everything for now. If I think of anything else that needs correcting, or if you see anywhere that I misspoke or one of my guests did something that wasn't quite accurate, then please feel free again to comment or send an email or a tweet or get in touch with me some other way if you know another way, if we know each other in person somehow. Then just please let me know, and we can go ahead and correct that. And in the meantime, keep looking out for the update. There's going to be 2 parts of an interview with an atheist. He's also on YouTube. The guy in the interview, his name is on YouTube. His name is James of Thrones, and he does reviews, analysis, and predictions about the popular television series Game of Thrones. And so, if you are into that, you want something to do, you can check that out. And you can check out his 2-part interview with me coming up sometime in the next week or 2. And then after that, presumably, I'm going to be able to do the topic episode. Hopefully quite soon. Again, setting up something with 2 guests, it's about twice as hard as setting up something with 1, but we're getting there. All right, thank you again for listening and for your patience as I transition onto YouTube and try to get everything back on track.